My topic is role of gut microbiome in health and diseases. And the introduction is the gut microbiota, gut microbiome or the microorganisms which includes bacteria, archaea and fungi and viruses that lives in the digestive tracts of human. The relationship between some of microbes and human is not commensal but rather a mutualistic relationship. It influences nutrient metabolism, immune system development, and even brain function through gut brain axis. The gut microbes break down complex carbohydrate and fibers that the human body cannot digest on its own, producing short chain fatty acids like butyrate, which are a vital energy source for colonocytes. And the colonocytes are the colon cells in the human intestines. So the gut microbes plays an important role in human normal functions. It may be either mutualistic or commensal. And the gut microbes in small intestine and large intestine. Most of microbes in our intestine are found in a pocket of our large intestine called the cecum, because the large intestine has thick mucus layer which act as a barrier between lumen and the human cells, thus maintaining a symbiotic relationship. And the small intestine has thin mucus layer, so there is a no barrier between the cells, and which may contain some harmful microorganisms due to the thin mucus layer in the small intestine. Gut microbes in human diseases. The gut microbiota are able to produce a variety of vitamins, synthesize essential and non-essential amino acids, etc. So the imbalance between the microbes and human cells results in causing various human diseases like irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease, obesity, diabetes, imbalance in brain health, etc. The changes in the composition and functions of these microbial communications is known as the dysbiosis, are linked to a wide range of diseases including metabolic disorder, inflammatory conditions, and even neurological and mental health issues. Some of the bacteria are bacteroids, bifidobacterium, lactobacillus, clostridium, E. coli or some of the common examples of the gut microbes. So these determines the human diseases. Some of the gut microbiome causing diseases are Parkinson disease, Alzheimer disease, multiple sclerosis, depression, anxiety, pain, stress, hyperthyroidism, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease, inflammatory bowel syndrome, ulcer colitis. So these are the intestinal infections, and the obesity, type 2 diabetes, which is a low insulin production or high insulin production, and the cardiovascular diseases. So these are the diseases caused by the harmful microorganisms present in the gut microbiota, which may cause severe infections and symptoms, and it affects the day-to-day routine of the human. uh, Inflammatory bowel disease, a group of inflammatory and autoimmune conditions that affects the colonal and small intestine, typically resulting in severe abdominal pain, weight loss, vomiting, and diarrhea. It affects all layer of the bowel wall and superficial mucosal layer. In the image, the first is the healthy colonal layer, second is the affected fat wrapped colonal area, which is affected by the superficial mucosal layer, and third is the ulcerative colitis, that is the intestine is affected by the ulcer causing infections in the mucosal layer. So this is some of the examples that disease caused by the microorganisms. And this next is gut microbiome and obesity. An unhealthy gut microbiome can cause inflammation, which may lead to weight gain and metabolic disease. The bacteria are firmicutes or bacteroidetes cause weight gain. So in the first image, it is a normal person which has a normal gut microbiota. So he is healthy and without obesity. But in the second image, he has a disrupted gut microbiota which results in the obesity. Next, the important topic is gut and brain. The gut brain axis refers to the bidirectional communication system between the gastrointestinal tract and the central nervous system. The gut and brain constantly send signals to each other through various pathways such as nervous, endocrine, and immune. The gut can influence us brain function through the enteric nervous system and by releasing neurotransmitter in serotonin, dopamine, etc. The brain can also affect the gut by modulating the environment through the autonomic nervous system and hormones. The gut microbiota axis, the role of gut microbiota, a vast community of microorganisms in the digestive tract, can impact brain function. So these microbes produces neurotransmitter and signaling molecules that can impact brain function. Changes in the gut microbiota can affect mood, behavior, and potentially contribute to neurological and psychotic disorder. So this is the bidirectional axis in which the signals are sent through ANS, ENS, HP, and vagus nerve, and the circulation is done by the immune pathway, endocrine pathway, neural pathway, etc. So, this is the gut brain communications which determines the psychological disorder and metabolic process, signaling pathways, etc. So some of the good and gut microbiota are good microbiomes are lactobacillus, lactococcus, streptococcus, bifidobacterium, etc. Bad bacteria are Salmonella, E. coli, Streptococcus, Clostridium perfringens, Campylobacter, etc. So these are the some of the examples of good microbes. Function of gut microbes. Lactobacilli in gut reduces the pH and prevent the growth of ammonia producing bacteria. Propionibacteria helps in digestion and fermentation complex sugar, lactose, galactose, etc. Lactobacilli also reduce the risk of colon cancer by decreasing the synthesis of cancer causing chemical by bad microbes. It also enhances the immunity. Factor influencing gut microbiota are pharmaceuticals, the antibiotics, the medicine we consume, and the geography, the area where we live, and the life cycle changes that is from the infant to old age, and the method we live, and the birthing process that is whether it is a normal delivery or cesarean or any complication during birthing, and the infant feeding method through which type the infant is getting breast milk until which age the infant is feeded also determine the microbes, and the stress that is without a proper exercise, meditation, and the psychological disorder, and the diet the majorly the food we intake determines the presence of gut microbes in our intestines, and it determines the human diseases. Some tips for healthy gut microbiota are increase the fiber intake, eat a variety of fruit and non-veggies, avoiding processed food, eating fermented food that contains good bacteria that is probiotic, for example yogurt, curd, etc. Doing regular physical activity, which includes exercise, meditations, yoga, etc. And eating without distraction, avoiding cell phones and TV. Thank you.